Namaskar. Welcome back to another Wow Wednesday. With me, Dr. Mayurika Das Biswas for Freedom from Diabetes. I'm so happy that you have tuned in at this time, join this live to know more about forgiveness. I have a special story for you. Then we look into why we are so afraid of forgiving, why we have such a lot of difficulty forgiving someone who has done wrong to us, someone who has been mean to us, has hurt us. And should we really forgive that person? There are a lot of people who also ask me how to forgive. I don't know how to forgive. Tell me how to forgive. I want to, but I'm not able to. So I'll answer that question as well. And then we'll move into a lovely meditation to put it all together. So this happened a long time ago, in the time of the Buddha. The Buddha was becoming very popular because of his ways, because he had finally opened the door to truth. People could now really know the ultimate truth by following the Buddha. There were many people, young, old, who were willing to give up their regular life, their attachments, their regular duties to follow the Buddha and to learn the right way of living. Two such boys were young boys who were interested in learning from the Buddha. They had given up their father's business and they would go to the Buddha, they would sit with his communion, and they would meditate with everyone else. They would wait for hours together when the Buddha would finally speak and share his great wisdom. And they would spend their entire day doing this. Their father was very frustrated with this and very angry. Just had two sons, and both of them had decided to follow the Buddha. What would happen to his family? What would happen to his business? What had happened to all that he had collected in this lifetime? All his efforts, all his plans? What would happen to his sons when they grow old if they do not have money? If the business gets wasted, then everything will be wasted. The man was very afraid. And what happens when we are afraid? That fear quickly turns into anger. The man was very angry. He was too angry on this God man, the Buddha that people call. He decided to go there and confront the Buddha. He decided to go there and fight with the Buddha and get his sons back. He had decided that he would show the Buddha the real meaning of fulfilling one's duties, accumulating wealth, being obedient to parents. All the good things that a lot of teachers and gurus teach us these days, isn't it? Accumulate wealth, be nice to your people, just follow everything that your family says. So, even in those days, these were great virtues actually. But these boys were just following the Buddha. So, when this man went where the Buddha was sitting with his commune and with his followers, he went over there and he was surprised that there was pin drop silence. Nobody spoke anything. Everybody was sitting calm. He had never seen a place like this where there are so many people and there is so much of silence. When he went over there and when he looked at the Buddha, he just forgot everything that he had to say. His mind went blank, but the anger was still there. You know, the times when there is a strong emotion, when the emotion comes, it is difficult to get rid of the strong emotion. Even if it is sadness, whether it is fear, whether it is anger, if the emotion is too strong, it tends to linger. So the same thing happened to the man. He was very angry, very angry. So he went near the Buddha and spat on his face. Everybody gasped. Everybody was angry and agitated, and they wanted to act on it. But everyone noticed that the Buddha was calm and serene. In fact, the Buddha smiled. The man looked at the Buddha and he was disgusted at this guru who, on being spat upon, is smiling. He also suddenly felt scared. There are so many people over here. What if they get up and beat me? I have done something that is undoable. I have done something that is unspeakable. I spat on his face. He was suddenly too scared. What if all of these people get up and then beat me to death? And then beat my sons to death who are sitting over here for being my sons? What if they get punished for my karma? He was so scared. He ran away from that place. The people did not chase him because they saw the Buddha was sitting calmly and they knew that the Guru would never appreciate violence. The Guru would never support violence. They put their trust in their Guru and sat over there. When the man went home, he was distraught, broken, trembling with fear, with anger, with guilt. He kept thinking of the smiling face of the Buddha. He could not remove that face from his head. He kept thinking of the smiling face of the Buddha. The smiling image of the Buddha was in his mind all the time. He could not sleep that night. And even if he must have slept, he must have only dreamt of the Buddha. All of him was consumed by guilt now. Now there was no more anger, there was no more fear. He just felt so disgusted on himself that he had spat on the Buddha and nobody came to harm him back. The Buddha did not get angry. The next day, early in the morning, this man ran to the Buddha and told the Buddha that he was very sorry. He begged for forgiveness. Please, please, O wise one, please forgive me. For I have done the undoable. For I have done the unthinkable. I have done something disgusting. Please forgive me. Please. The Buddha looked back at him and said that I cannot excuse you. I cannot forgive you. The followers around were surprised. Was the Buddha finally angry on someone? Did this man successfully put hatred and anger in the Buddha's heart? He's always forgiving, he's always kind. How come the Buddha is saying that he's not forgiving this man? This is surprising. What's in the Buddha's mind? The man was surprised as well. He was perplexed. He told the Buddha, but please recognize me. I am the person who has just who had spat on your face yesterday. And I am the bad person who did that. Please punish me. Give me some punishment. I am that wretched person, the businessman who came yesterday. My sons come to you every day. I am that evil doer. The Buddha calmly looked at him and said, no, you are not. You are not the evildoer. You are not the wretched person. You are not the person who spat on my face yesterday. Today, the person who has come to meet me is a different person altogether. You are a different person now. You're not the same person. And if I ever meet that old person, I will tell that person that I excuse you. But you, I cannot excuse because you are not the same person. It's a wonderful story of the Buddha, which inspires me to look into the virtue of forgiveness again and again and the meaning of true forgiveness. I do want you to write in the chat box one word that makes you feel that you're feeling as you heard the story. What comes to your mind? What is the emotion that you're feeling? I do want you to write that in the chat box. Moving ahead, let's understand, why is it that we do not forgive people? Why is it that we have such a difficult time forgiving people? What do you think? I believe that somewhere we have a difficult time forgiving people because we are afraid that if we forgive the person, we will forget how we have been harmed by the person. If we forgive the person, then the person will get a chance to harm us again. If we forgive the person, then our defenses are going to be lowered, and then we are again going to be exposed towards more harm. And that's the reason why we do not want to forgive. We are afraid that if we forgive, we are going to be hurt again. And whenever we think of this possible future hurt, we exaggerate it too much. We tell ourselves that somehow I have survived this time, but if it happens again, I am not going to be able to take it. There are so many people who have been cheated by their partners. And when they come to me, they tell me that I realize that I have become very suspicious. I realized that I have become very bitter. But you know what? I think it's going to happen to me again. I think I'm going to get cheated by my partner again. I think I'm going to get hurt by my partner again. And if it happens this time, I won't be able to take it. We exaggerate the pain that we can get because of the hurt that may happen in the future. There is no guarantee that we will get hurt, but we do tell ourselves that if it happens, it will be huge. If it happens, it's going to be too painful to handle, and that we're not going to be able to take it. But the reality is that, when you got hurt the first time, you never knew it was going to come. You were not prepared for that hurt. And still, when you were hurt, when you were cheated, when losses were caused to you, you were able to live. So do not underestimate your power to stay strong. Do not underestimate your internal power. You're immensely powerful. Come on, yes. You are immensely powerful. And second thing is that do not over exaggerate the pain that you're going to get and try to build a future where there is no pain, because you're going to kind of fail at that. No matter how many steps we take to foolproof our future, no matter how much wealth we collect, if our destiny has reserved a time of financial difficulty for us, we will face financial difficulty. No matter how many friends we make, if our destiny has that we are going to be lonely sometime, we are going to have to face that loneliness. No matter how many children we have, if our destiny has that we are going to spend time without our children, then it's going to be that way. Maybe all of them will move on to their own things. So we cannot foolproof the future. You need to remember that so that you do not over exaggerate the pain that you're going to get. Tell yourself there will be pain and I'm going to overcome it because I'm immensely powerful, because there is divine energy in me. The divine energy in me is going to help me overcome the hurt that people give me, overcome the losses that I may face. So I do not have to show pseudo forgiveness. What is pseudo forgiveness? When you say that you have forgiven a person, but you remind the person of their mistakes again and again and again and again. You tell the person that you have forgiven that person, but you don't leave a single moment or a single chance of making that person feel guilty. Then you succeed. The person does feel guilty. But for how long? Only for some time. Then the person gets bored of the guilt and the person feels that I was justified in doing whatever wrong I did. I was justified. This person has caused me to do this wrong thing. I was not wrong. I see this so many times in relationships as well. When one partner reminds the other partner of how he has cheated or she has cheated, and they repeat and repeat and repeat that thing to remind the person, you're a cheater, you're a cheater, you're a cheater. And the person just accepts it. The person who's cheated may just accept the identity. Okay, I am a cheater. So now that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cheat on you. I am a cheater. You've told, right? You've said this. That I'm a cheater. I think I'm going to act on that because this is who I am according to you, and I'm going to accept that identity. So be careful that you do not go for pseudo forgiveness, where you say that you're forgiving, but you go on and on with the act of harm inside your head, and you're always defensive, always willing to fight. So if you're always defensive, always willing to fight, then you have not truly forgiven the other person. So how do we forgive? That is the question that's coming to your mind. If there's this person who was close to you at a certain point in your life, and that person was mean to you, that person hurt you, and now you want to forgive that person because you want to move on, but you're not able to. How do we forgive that person? So if you have that person in mind, great. Let's go through these steps. Step number 1, please figure out what in you made the person choose the wrong behavior the other person chose. And I don't want you to get into a victim mode or get into a mode of self-hatred. Do not do that. Just remember that you're not just your actions, you're not just your thoughts. You are too big. You are too big, and having said that, try to recall that what in you made the person harm you the way the person harmed you. Was it something that you contributed? Okay. I had a difficult relationship with a certain friend of mine back in college, and I always felt that she was very, very demeaning towards me. She was very, very rude towards me. And later, I harbored the anger towards her for a very long time. I did not forgive her. But then one day I asked myself, if she was so bad, why did I just stick with her for so long? For all the months that we continued to be friends, why did I do that? And then I realized that I had some vested interest. I liked the way she was paying the bills. I liked the way she was giving me her notes. And for my vested interest, I allowed it to happen. So it's good to go into an introspective mode and realize, what have you done that has caused the other person to act the way the person did. Second question to look into is, think about it. What made the person do what he or she did? What situations compelled the person to choose the behavior that he or she chose? Whenever something goes wrong, the first thing that we do in diagnosing the problem is, who is to be blamed? Is it me? Is it someone else? Now let's go a little deeper than just blame. Let's realize that maybe it's not just blame, maybe it's the situation. If a person is always late, maybe that person has been in situation where punctuality was never rewarded. If a person uses very, very foul words in an argument, maybe he was raised in an environment where he learned a lot of foul words. If a person tends to steal money, maybe he has been raised in an environment where he was told that money is not enough and you need to get your share before someone else comes and takes it. So grab it. There isn't enough money, so grab what others have. You should get things and others should not. Maybe this is what he or she has learned from his circumstances, from his parents, from his environment, from his friends, and that has made him who he is. So get into the level of understanding what made the person choose the wrong behavior that the person chose. The next thing is, I want you to question the permanence of your hurt. Okay, I'm hurt. How much time am I going to take to heal from this hurt? Is it going to be a very long time that I'm going to take to heal from this hurt? How long? How long? 5 days, 5 months, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. There will be a time where you would have healed from it completely. So tell yourself that you will heal, because no problem is actually permanent. All problems are impermanent. All problems are temporary. No hurt is permanent. All hurt is temporary. No pain is permanent. All pain is temporary. At least the intensity of the pain will definitely not remain the same. If you allow it to settle, your body has the mechanism, your mind has the mechanism to soothe out the pain. And the last thing I want you to ponder upon is your immense capability to learn from the hurts, to learn from the wrong things that others have done, to transform, because you are so magnificent, so powerful. To transform and appreciate the good things in life, because certain bad things happen with you. Appreciate the good people in life, because you met certain people who did wrong things. You must remember, I didn't say bad people, because there are no bad people. Let's tell ourselves that. There are people who choose bad actions because they are in difficult situations, because they have advisors who give them poor advices. They have teachers who give them poor lessons. So remind yourself that you can transform and become a better human being, an amazing human being, an adorable, fantastic, divine being. You have that power. This is your journey for it. And every hurt is going to allow you to become that divine being that you are. Allow this process to work in this fashion where you first recognize what you might have done, what made the other person do what he or she did. Then you look upon it that how long is this hurt actually going to stay? It's not permanent for sure, but then how long? Am I not going to heal? And then finally ask yourself that how is this hurt going to actually benefit me in my divine transformation journey? So let's put it all together in a meditation. Let's all sit straight, gather your energies. Sit straight, lengthen your spine, open your chest. Allow your eyes to get heavy, heavy, heavy. Eyelids close. Focus on your breath. Focus on the journey of the breath as you inhale and exhale. Journey of the breath as you inhale, exhale. Inhale from your nose. As you exhale, repeat in your mind, relax. Inhale from your nose. As you exhale, repeat in your mind, relax. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Allow your body to settle. Become aware of your heart beating. If you want, you can take your palm and place it near your Adam's apple or chest. Place it near the collarbones and feel your heartbeat. Now imagine the person who has caused harm to you, has wronged you, or has been mean to you. Imagine that person standing in front of you. You're in a safe zone where you and the other person are there. Become aware of the emotions that you're feeling. Is there a difference in your physical sensations now? See the other person become younger, younger and younger by 5 years. Again younger by another 5 years. and younger and younger and further younger, and probably this person is shrinking in size as the person is becoming a younger person, a teenager or a child. And spend time in allowing this person to become younger and younger and smaller and smaller. And the person becomes as young as a 5-year old. Now the person standing in front of you is a 5-year old child. This person is so similar to another person in your life who was once a 5-year old, or another 5-year old child that you love a lot. This person reminds you of your child or your nephew, brother or sister. That person was 5-year old. Has the sensation in your body changed now? Look at this 5-year old in the eye and say, repeat after me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. See this person growing now with your forgiveness. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. This person is growing and growing and coming back to the original age. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. I love you. One last time. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And I forgive you. I thank you. I love you. Become aware of the sounds around you. Become aware of your own breathing. Bring about some movement in your palms, in your fingers, Bring your palms together. Rub them, rub them, rub them, rub them, rub them. Place it on your face. Massage your face. And hello! We had a nice long session on forgiveness. I hope you're now going to be able to forgive anyone that you want. In fact, I'm sure you do an amazing job at teaching forgiveness to others as well. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Like, subscribe, and share. Leave your comments on how you like this session. Thank you so much. I'm Dr. Mayurika Das Biswas telling you bye bye, bye bye, bye.